Have you ever spent a lot of time arguing with AI tools like Claude, ChatGPT, or Gemini, burning through your tokens and still not getting what you want? Well, the problem isn't the AI, it's how you're talking to it. There is a massive difference between developers who struggle with AI and developers who get production-ready results in just one or two prompts. And it has nothing to do with the model. It's all about how you write your prompts. Prompt engineering is the most underrated skill in modern software development. If you don't know how to talk to AI, you're gonna waste time, money, and tokens, no matter how powerful the model is. Hi, I'm Noor, and this is Programming Fluency. In this video, I'll show you how to write effective prompts that consistently give you the result you want, like a senior engineer using AI. By the end of this video, you'll know how to guide AI to build production-ready SaaS applications using prompts, even with just a general software development background. So, let's get started. Before we start building projects with AI, we need to talk about how to actually talk to AI. Writing effective prompts is one of the most important skills you can develop as a developer working with tools like Claude, ChatGPT, or Gemini. The difference between a bad prompt and a good prompt is often the difference between fighting the AI for 20 minutes while burning your tokens or getting exactly what you need in one response. And you should know that what I'm about to share next is inspired by an article published on Claude's official blog, and I will leave the link for it in the description of this video. At its core, prompt engineering is just clear communication. AI models don't read your mind. They respond to exactly what you tell them, how you tell them, and the context you give to them. If your prompt is vague, the output will be vague. If your prompt is clear, specific, and intentional, the output becomes dramatically better. Let's start with the most important rule. Be explicit. A lot of developers write prompts like, fix this bug or improve this code. The problem is that fix and improve mean different things to different people, right? Instead, you should say exactly what you want. For example, refactor this function to improve readability, remove duplicated logic, and keep the same behavior. Now the AI knows what better actually means. The second key is context. AI gives better answers when it understands why you're asking something. Imagine you say something like, don't use bullet points. That's a rule, but it's unclear. Now compare it to something like, I prefer natural paragraphs because I'm recording a video and bullet points feel too formal. That context helps the AI make better decisions beyond just that one instruction. And this actually matters a lot in real development work. For example, if you're building a SaaS app and you ask, design a database schema, you'll probably get something generic, right? But if you say, this is a small SaaS app, I want no more than 5 models optimized for simplicity and maintainability, the output becomes far more aligned with your actual goal. Another powerful habit is being specific about constraints. As developers, we deal with constraints all the time: frameworks, libraries, performance, deadlines, and your prompts should reflect that. So instead of saying build an upload system, you can say design a file upload flow using Next.js app router, upload thing and Prisma, following best practices and keeping it minimal. Constraints don't limit the AI, they actually guide it. And sometimes the easiest way to explain what you want is to show an example. And this is incredibly useful when you care about format or style. For example, if you want summaries in a very specific format, show one example summary and say, now do the same for this input. AI models are very good at pattern matching when the pattern is clear. Another simple but powerful technique is being clear about the role you want the AI to take. Instead of asking a generic question, tell the AI from which perspective it should think. For example, you might say, act as a senior software engineer, or think like a product designer, or write this as a technical educator. And this will help the model frame its response in the right direction from the start. As developers, we do this all the time in real life. We wouldn't ask a junior engineer and a staff engineer the same question and expect the same answer, right? The same idea applies here. Specifying the role sets the level of depth, tone, and decision-making style you want. And that said, you don't need to overdo it. A simple role description is usually enough. The goal isn't to over-constrain the AI, but to give it the right lens so its output matches your expectations. And one underrated but extremely important technique is giving the AI permission to say, I don't know. Without this, models may guess or even hallucinate. A simple sentence like, if the information is missing or unclear, say you don't know instead of guessing. A simple sentence like that can massively improve reliability, especially when working with APIs, security, or architecture decisions. And as tasks become more complex, you'll notice that one giant prompt doesn't always work. And this is where breaking things into steps helps. For example, instead of asking, analyze this code base and refactor it, you can do it in stages. First, ask the AI to summarize the code. Then ask it to identify problems. Then ask it to refactor one part at a time. And this mirrors how we think as developers, and it produces more accurate results. Another common issue developers run into is formatting. If you don't want explanations, say so. If you want JSON, say so. And if you want no preamble, say so. For example, return only valid JSON, no explanations, and no markdown. Remember, clarity beats politeness every time. The big mistake most people make is thinking prompt engineering is about clever tricks. Well, it's not. It's about clarity, intent, and structure. You don't need advanced techniques for most tasks. If you're struggling, it's usually because the prompt is unclear, not because the model is weak. One important thing to understand is that you don't have to get the perfect results from the first prompt. In fact, most of the time you won't, and that's completely normal. Writing effective prompts is an iterative process. You give an initial prompt, review the response, then follow up with adjustments. And you might ask the AI to improve clarity, change the tone, add missing details, or refine a specific part. That back and forth is part of the workflow. So you need to have the right mindset. Be patient. Be prepared to put in some effort. Just like writing code, you rarely get everything right on the first try, right? You refactor, tweak, and improve until you reach the result you want. And this is very important to remember. AI is not magic. It's an extremely powerful tool, but only if you know how to use it properly. The better you are at guiding it, correcting it, and fine-tuning your prompts, the better the output you'll get in the end. Think of AI as a smart collaborator. You still need to lead the conversation, tweak the inputs, and shape the final result. So, to wrap all of this up, you can think of almost every effective prompt as having 4 core parts. First is the role, who you want the AI to be. For example, a senior software engineer, a product designer, or a technical writer. Second is the context, what you are working on, why it exists, and how the output will be used. Third is the output, what you actually want back. That could be code, an explanation, a review, a refactor, or a specific format. And fourth are the constraints, the rules, things like the tech stack, file limits, style preferences, best practices to follow, or things to explicitly avoid. If you clearly communicate these 4 pieces, role, context, output, and constraints, you'll get dramatically better results with fewer iterations. You don't need long or complicated prompts, you just need complete ones. Finally, remember this: the best prompt is not the longest prompt, it's the shortest prompt that reliably gets you the result you want. Prompt engineering is a skill. You'll get better by practicing it while building real projects, which is exactly what we usually do in this channel, Programming Fluency. Over time, writing good prompts will feel just like writing good code: intentional, structured, and focused on outcomes.